guess. Oh, we're live. Cool. Let's see. No, are you kidding me? Didn't. Eves. Come on, didn't we fix this? Like yesterday, we had a typing issue on Codesandbox. And I did bring it up, but it's not fixed. Okay, so we can't work on our app today either. This is like really bad. So I'm going to use my angry voice today and say that this is definitely not good enough. For 2 days straight, I've not been able to work in Codesandbox, which is just really, really bad. Let's see. We have to fix this today. Okay. Well, what should we do? What should we do? I do have. So there's two things we can do. We can work on the thing I showed you yesterday, or we can work on some overmind things. Yeah, but I get okay. Let's work on the thing I worked on because I'm going away this weekend, so I won't be able to work on this other project. So let's play around with that. Actually, I spent a little bit over an hour yesterday doing some changes. So yes, maybe we can. Let's see. npm run watch. npm run dev, and then let's run the project. Yes, I won't be able to work on this weekend, so it's nice to get a little bit more time with it. And I can show you what I changed. Because I was playing around with the ability to having multiple types. So as you can see here, it says string and number. And originally, it kind of, I thought about like giving multiple editors. So you would have like one string editor and one number editor. But you still only have one value. So that value doesn't fit in one of them. And then you have to select one of the editors, kind of activating the correct value type, which was just insane. So I had this other idea, which I implemented instead. So now I'm actually using CodeMirror here. And the way this works is that if I type, for example, false there, I'm going to fix the coloring. We're going to do that first. But if I type false there, you see that it gets red because it's not a valid type. But if I type a number, 1, 2, 3, or I type a string, then it's valid. But if I were to like false and I hit this one, yeah, like that should, or it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not sure what. Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't have the code for the actual check there. Sorry. But yeah, and then you can't untoggle. Oh, number. Oh, it's added. Yeah, so I don't actually check. Like I only add the types now. I don't check if it's already there and then remove it. So yeah, we have to fix that as well. Maybe we can do that first, so that when we can properly toggle these things. Yes. Now I have a bunch of files there, so let's close down blah 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 blah. Oh, I can do close all. Like that. Yes. So let's first make sure that whenever we manipulate this stuff, it doesn't just concatenate the thing. Let's see. What's it complaining about here? Oh, it's a record editor. Yeah, I haven't refactored that yet. Okay, so this is where it concatenates the thing. So basically what we need to do here, we need to actually write some logic here. So what we get here is the current, like all the state really, that you have defined. And then we update that state by giving it the new type name and then the value, which is what we insert into this input here. So it doesn't matter, like if you change value or you change type, this callback triggers. So what we need to figure out is if we already have this thing and current name type includes type, because that's just the string, that means we want to remove it. So then we want to return, yeah, maybe we can, let's do let new type. It's kind of hard giving the variable names here, because now it's type, but it's actually type name. It's not the actual like type. Well, it kind of is the type, because the type name reflects the type, but there's like a data definition of the type. So yeah, it's kind of hard giving variable names. So so we can say let type is now it's supposed to be a string array, and then if we already have an array there, or we have the type name in the array, we want to filter out filter so we have to existing type name not equal to type name, so now we're filtering it out. Or if we already have one and we want to add, we want to say that the type is concat the new type name. Or if we don't even have the name, we want to say that the type is type name. Oh, like that. And then we say, just say type here. Cool. So now we're properly toggling it. Let's see how this works now. Well, it's a number. Let's remove this, because this is like, well, we can just remove the one there. Okay, so a string or number. Yeah, and now I toggle it off and it gives error because now it's not valid. Oh, I can add it again. That's weird. Oh. Oh, there seems to be some weird delay here. What the hell is happening? This is certainly weird. What the hell is happening there? So I click this thing, I added the number, and when I click it again, oh, maybe there's if current name and current name type includes. Okay, let's see what it adds here now. That was certainly weird. String or number. How is that possible? It just says string. Oh wait, I think this is really bad. Like developing in a VS Code extension, it doesn't actually deal very well with logging. Yeah, as you can see, it's string and number. Oh, it's still string and number. So it doesn't say that it includes the type name. Well, that's weird. Moving? That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, so the point is like with using code mirror here, and you can like do enter so that it gets bigger. So you can type, the point is you actually still write like the value as you would in code, but it validates it for you related to the type you have activated on it. That's the point. So you can have like complex types there with objects and records and everything. And when you add some content there, it will actually check if it's valid. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's see what the hell is happening here. So I want to remove. There it worked. Then I was removing again. It's as if the array isn't updated. Oh, it's like as if this filter isn't working. What the hell am I doing here? Type filter. We want all of them that is not the same as the type name. That should give us a new array without the. This is weird. This is weird. So I'm adding. Why isn't it? Why doesn't it understand? This is super confusing. Oh wait, Sorry, I completely forgot my microphone today. Ah, that's a new one. Sorry about that. It must have been like super. Sorry if you had like the volume high up now. Sorry, I can't believe I forgot that. I was too hung up on like I've been thinking about, typically I'm kind of doing stuff right before the stream, then I don't sit down and kind of prepare myself for starting the stream, and then I forget stuff. So I'll make sure that I spend like 5 minutes not doing anything before the stream, so that everything's up and running. Anyways, let's see. Yeah, why the hell doesn't this work? So it's as if so if I add it, then it updates. But then the next time I look at the type, this makes absolutely no sense. What the hell? So when I go here now, I want to remove this one. Removing, so it's removing it. That's great. But the next time I try to trigger it, it's the same. Like it's as if current, like this isn't updated. Maybe this is like deeper. Okay, let's move back let's do this instead. So let's look at current name instead. Existing. Okay, let's look at the existing value. existing type is string. Okay, and now I've added number. So the question is now, what happens when I click again? Okay, so it's not there. But it is actually updated. So this is really weird. So let's see what's actually happening here. Because this is a hook. My custom hook. And I'm calling it create data hook because it uses the same approach for everything, like state and types and later effects and actions as well. So this is the updater. Then it sends the update. So this is, here it passes the data. And it gets the data from this useState thing. Oh, update. Oh, yeah, I'm not setting data here. Listeners, but I am. Okay, how does this work? So it should, when I go through the listeners, it should really trigger. Oh, I have a feeling this is some weird React shit. So what actually should happen here, it calls this update, it gets the data update, and then it calls all the listeners using this hook with the new data update. And all these listeners are like use effects that will set the data, updating the... But we seem to capture... Oh, this is so mind-bending. Fucking hooks. What is happening here? What is happening here? Because, like, so this code should trigger this listener, which does the data update. Oh, wait. No. Oh, yeah, I see it, of course. God damn. Again, damn hooks. We have to, like, this set state changes. Like the scope, like it's a new function with the new data. Or something, I think. Let's see. Like scoping is hard enough in itself, but it's like even... Yeah, you see that? Now it suddenly works. Yeah. I have this love-hate relationship with hooks. Like it's super powerful for composition, but it's just hell to work with related to scoping. Because you never know at what point in time does this function actually execute. Anyways, it's working. That's great. Cool. So what we need to do now is basically fix some colors here. I'm not sure if like VS Code extension theme variables. I'm not sure if there are like different colors we can use.
minimap, editor groups, editor colors. Like it's not. It doesn't. I don't think it has like the actual code. This is more like diff editor colors, editor widget colors, peak view colors, merge conflict colors, panel colors, preview colors, status bar colors, notification colors, extension, quick integrated terminal. Oh, maybe we can use this. Git colors. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. Like, there's not that many. It's basically just the string and yeah. So we need like a orangey thing or yellow, and then we need like a blue. Okay, so let's introduce this. So since it's running CodeMirror, there's like a CSS file here, and then we'll need to go and find the here we are, string. So this needs to be var VS Code terminal and see bright blue, for example, something like that. No, this isn't blue. This should be, I guess it needs to be like yellow. Yeah, let's see how that works. And then like numbers and stuff. Is there link error, def keyword at the, well, here's the number. Don't remember like what's the, and see bright blue. Okay, let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that wasn't. Maybe we should just have yellow. Maybe that doesn't look much better. Yeah, it looks a little bit shitty, but I think that's, yeah, let's fix the border as well. Let's see. So I have this thing called a state value. So we need to have a border there, no matter, solid transparent, and not red, but it should be, yeah, so we can say, what's it called? Border type? No, border width, 1 pixel, border style, solid, and then we have border color. And this should be, if it's valid, we'll use transparent, and if it's not valid, we're going to use tokens, colors, input, or input validation. Do we have like error border? Yeah, nice. Okay, let's see how that looks. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Oh, that's a shitty color again. Let's make that also the blue thing. I think that's the atom color. I believe. Yes, and then we're also going to deal with, as you can see here, we are checking if type name is Boolean, and then if type name is null, and parse value equals null, and it's also true. Let's see. False, but if I add nice, it can be null. Nice. This is working pretty well. Cool. Now, what I do wonder is if I should even have like, even should have that background. I think it will actually look nicer without that background. So we can do, yeah, we have VS Code on everything here. So if we just remove that background, then we need to find the cursor. Like, where's the color of the cursor? Oh, I think this is the thing. It's like black. So we need like var, VS Code input foreground. I think that's like the text color. Yeah, nice. Cool. So you kind of just type it. Oh, we need to fix that as well. You kind of just type it right there. I'm not sure if that's better. We'll see. Yes, and I guess VS Code also has like a, let's see, input. Placeholder. Do they have like a selection? List active selection. And there we have it. Selection background. This is an editor thing. Where's the selection? It looks to be this thing. Var VS Code editor. Let's see how that looks. That didn't help. Maybe there's some more selection here. Oh, selected. Let's just shove it in everywhere. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. So we have our thingy now. And yeah, and then it's like, what if you actually want to save this? That's the tricky thing about having the possibility to hit enter, is that you want to also be like, you have to save the new value. But maybe we can debounce it. Yeah, maybe that would be nice. So we kind of just, whenever we have a valid input. So if I were to type this, nothing happens. But as soon as I have a valid input, it debounces it, which means like if I were to type hello, it doesn't say for every string. It debounces it for like a second or something. Yeah, so you don't really have to care about that. That's kind of nice. And yeah, I think that's kind of nice. Let's try that first. Let's implement that, and then we're done for today. So we have our thing here, and then we do onChange. Yeah, so what we can do here is then, instead of, yeah, so here we're setting the value. Yeah, we don't have anything that actually, okay, so we can use an effect here, I think, which reacts to when the isValid changes, and then we can check if it's actually valid. We want to run, oh yeah, it's missing the change type. Anyways, change type callback, do we have that here? State editor, change state type. Is this something? Yeah, we'll have to, how should we do this? Oh, I hate types that you it's kind of related to a component, but it's split between components. So it's not like an application type, it's more like related to the component. Yeah, let's just type it again inside the other one. But we want to pass that down there. State value editor. Change state type. Yes. Change state type. Yeah, and we also need a way to, when we change between the types, we're not setting, yeah, because here we're using default value. So when we change between the types, we're actually setting the default value of the type, but we don't update code mirror. And so we really don't want to do this. We just want to keep the same value. The problem though is that you might change to a type with a value that's invalid, but it's still saved. So you end up in this. Okay, well, let's just do that for now. And then we have changed state type. And we basically do the same thing. Oh. We get type. Well, we can say onChange, because what we get here, we already know the type here. So we have a value, and then we say change state type. Yeah, so we actually don't need this typing callback. We already have a type name here. Oh, type names. Yeah, I guess we just passed. Yeah, so here we type name. So we're not changing the type here. This is kind of silly, because we're changing when we're changing the state type, we're changing the type and the value on the same callback. But sometimes, like if you're not changing the value, we can just pass the same value. But here we can't pass the existing types. So we kind of have to say like null, and then we pass the value. Because you might not be changing the type, you're only changing the value, and that's a bit icky, because you're doing one or the other. Either you're changing the type or you're changing the value. Yeah, I think we need to split this up. So we have change state type and change state value. Like that. And then we pass down change state type and change state value. Change state value. Yeah, change state value, change state value. There we have the value, and we don't care about all this stuff. We just want to current name type. Here we just want to update the value, and here we just want to update. And here we just keep the value. Yes. Oh, by the way, we don't have to check if we don't have to check this stuff. We always have a type there. Or we always have a value, I mean. There we go. Because we have already created the state value when we get there. So it's always there. And then we have state type. Value. Change state value. Don't pass the value there. We only do the change state value here, like that. And then we need, in the state value editor, we need an onChange. onChange, and then it's just value any void. Yes, but what we wanted to do, we wanted a debounced onChange. So how are we going to deal with that? Well, first of all, we actually need, again, we're going over time. Let's see. We want to add low dash debounds. And then we want to import that. Import debounds from low dash debounds. Doesn't it have the types? Types low dash debounds. Yeah, so I think I have to. No. Can only be referenced with ECMAScript. Module. Goddamn module syntax. With the default menu thing. Okay, let's add it then. Let's add it then. Let's see. Okay, so we have a debounce. So we have to make our onChange a debounced onChange. And the way we would do that is, this is the tricky thing with React creating debounced functions, because we want to how do we want to do this? how do yeah, I've been in this tricky situation before. I want to create a debounced function, but I don't want to like recreate that freaking function every time. So you can say like, okay, so you can create a use callback, but then you would do like debounce on change react use callback, and then you will kind of debounce on change for like 500 milliseconds or something. But now we're kind of creating a debounced on change. This is what I don't like about hooks. It's that I don't understand how they get away with this, because you're creating, let's say you have a state and the initial value is an empty array. You actually create a new array every time the component renders, even though you're not using it. So there's so much like waste here. And maybe I'm like being too obsessed by optimizations. Like it doesn't matter, but it just feels weird. And the same here, like this debounce on change, only the first one matters, but every time this component renders, it will actually try to create a new debounce on change, but it will never use it unless I change this to this. Then whenever is valid has changed, then it will use the latest version, which is also really weird. But yeah, this is how React works, and I don't like it. So we want to pass up the current value. So whenever we are valid, we are going to debounce on change a value out. So what we can do is we can check. Oh. Number editor. Is this state? Oh, did we break something here now? Oh yeah, because now we're trying to actually change the type, or sorry, change the value, but we don't. Oh, sorry, these are the old editors. We don't need these ones anymore. Ah, that's nice. String editor, these, okay, completely remove them. That's nice. That's always nice. We can remove these ones as well. Yeah, we can even, yeah. Woo! That was a nice one. Using this code mirror actually removed all that code. That's nice. Anyways, so what we want to do is we want to actually check if change state value. So let's see when it actually saves now. Saving. So if I go in here and let's, there it was saving. Hey, nothing happens. And then I stop. Oh, it's not valid. Then it's saved. Yeah, so let's have a valid value. And I keep changing, nothing happens. I stop. Oh, wait, we can't have this when it's... Okay, we have to do both. God damn it. So whenever the value changes... Yeah, so this debounce on change, this also needs to change whenever the value changes, actually. But that doesn't make any sense, because then we create a new debounced callback every time the value changes, which is exactly what we don't want. For fuck's sake, this is just stupid. So I have to like use memo, which is supposed to be used with which is supposed to be used like for computation, but I use it because I only want to create this debounce once. Wait a minute, am I being wrong about this? Yeah, maybe we can actually use callback, because it doesn't matter. We are not bound to the value here. This is just a function that triggers. Yeah, I think this is okay. Yeah, sorry. It's not React's fault. It's my fault. Oh yeah. So we're still creating it every time now, but we're only using the latest. And then we want to run this effect every time the value changes and if it's valid. Okay, let's try now. So imagine that we're creating a new debounced on change every time we change the value. That's what I don't like about this. But it's the only way to deal with it. And if it's not the only way to deal with it, it's too mind-bending to understand how to deal with it, in my opinion. Hey, so nothing's happening. And there it's saved. If it's invalid, nothing happens. But as soon as it's valid, it saves. But as long as it's valid and I'm typing, nothing happens until I stop. This is exactly what we want. Great. Cool. And then when we look into our state JSON thing, you see we have the latest value there. So this is awesome. Okay, we'll stop there. I guess the next step for this thing is that, so we still have this, oh, what happened? Oh, it's not overlaying code mirror. So I think the next step is to continue, like to add the editors for the different types that you want to create. And then we have like the basic state functionality actually. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm actually not writing the types now because you kind of have to choose, do you have a JavaScript project or do you have a TypeScript project? So I guess I'll just read package.json, and if there's TypeScript in there, I'll write a TS file instead of a JS file, and then the types are just written right into that. And if there's no TypeScript in the package.json, it will rather write like a declaration file next to the thing. So you still get like IntelliSense, even though you don't use TypeScript. Cool. Yeah, but this is interesting. This is very interesting. Cool. Anyways, thanks for following along. Sorry, I forgot my microphone. I'll make sure that doesn't happen again. And I'll see you on Monday. And we're going to fix this type fetcher service today. I'm totally over it. So yeah, and we can continue building our app. Cool. Bye for now.